All right, everyone, welcome to Sour Horsepower, and today is going to be a bit of a farewell video to my 2021 Ram 2500. Let me get this right. Limited Longhorn? Yeah. So I've had this truck for almost a year now, and if you're not tuned into the channel regularly, I have ordered a 2022 Durango SRT to replace the truck. Now, when we bought the truck, I was planning for it to be a sort of a long-term vehicle for me. Ended up not being that way because sold the Hellcat Red Eye that I have and replaced it with Viper. So basically, I bought this truck as a daily and also for towing the Hellcat Red Eye, which it succeeded at doing very well. But now that I no longer have the Hellcat Red Eye and I'm not towing to the drag strip every single weekend, it didn't really seem like having a 2500 heavy-duty diesel truck was smart for a daily. One, because it's massive and pain in the ass to park a little bit. But if you're also not familiar, that diesel maintenance can be quite expensive, especially if you want to take it to the dealership or anything like that. So for reference, I did take this truck to the dealership for its first oil change and everything, and according to them, they recommend that you change the fuel filters in the truck every time you do the oil change. So with dealer pricing, which now I'm not saying you can't do it yourself and save a lot of money, but at the dealership, it was like a $750 bill to do the oil change and both fuel filters because it has two. So yeah, it didn't really make sense to keep this truck if I had to pay $750. Obviously, you can, like I said, you can get it done cheaper, but it didn't really make sense to pay that much money for a truck that is almost too big for me now because I'm not towing with it regularly. And yeah, it's not that it didn't get good fuel mileage, because I would say in my daily driving now, I kind of don't drive like a normal person. I drive a little bit faster than most people, but I was getting roughly 20 to 22, 23 miles per gallon in this truck every day. So for the size of it, it's actually pretty fantastic. But we'll go ahead and do a quick walk around to the truck. Excuse me, it's a little dirty at the moment. I do live up here in the Northeast where it's very nice today, but it has been snowing a lot lately. So we'll go ahead, do a quick walk around and refresh you guys on the spec of the truck. And then we'll talk about, I think it was two problems that I experienced with this truck. Very small problems, but two problems that I did have with this 2021 Ram 2500. All right, so to remind you guys on the spec of this truck, we went with the pearl white paint over the brown. I opted to stay with the standard 18-inch wheels. They are the brown inserts with the silver face on them. The upgraded option is the 20-inch wheels. I decided to stay with the 18s because, one, you get a little bit more of a comfortable ride, and if you want to replace the tires down the road, the tires are a little cheaper with the 18s over the 20s. As you can see here, I made a video about this, but I installed the WeatherTech mud flaps, rain guards, whatever you want to call them. Pretty easy install. I have them on both the front and the back here. It used to keep a lot of the stuff off the side of the truck, but yeah, as you can see, it didn't. when there's a lot of water and snow and stuff, it kind of gets slung everywhere, so it did what it could. But as you can see here, Cummins, so this is the normal output, not the high output version here in the 2500s. This is 370 horse and 850 pound-feet of torque. Honestly, plenty of power for, you know, everyday use and with mild towing. I don't really see the need for unless you're doing like commercial towing, there's really no need to get the 1,000 foot-pound torque. The 850 is absolutely plenty. This does have the side steps as standard. They are color matched with the brown. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the interior, which also will be slightly dirty as it is my daily, but as you see, we stayed with the standard brown interior. Nothing too fancy here. I did upgrade to the 12-inch screen in the middle, and then I also, as you can see by these buttons here, got the adaptive cruise control package as well in here. I think those are the only two options I really did for the interior, but these seats, absolutely love them. I've got, how many miles? 23,741. So decent bit of mileage for 1 year of driving. Now, a lot of that came from when I did the trip down to Texas, towing the Hellcat to pick up the Viper. but that was about a 3,000 mile trip. So if you exclude that trip, I'd put about 20,000 miles on this truck in the first year of owning it. Now let's keep walking around here. We have the Ram boxes. If you're going to order a truck from Ram, I highly suggest the Ram boxes. Now, I have so much stuff in here. I got tire compressor, or air compressor, all my straps that I used to use for towing, all sorts of other stuff. So, and then there's also this outlet here that you can use to charge batteries and stuff. But absolutely love the Ram boxes. 10 out of 10, would get them again. Now, I did end up using a 6-inch drop hitch on here in order to get it low enough for the trailer that I had. But yeah, overall, I absolutely love this truck. I hate to see it go, but for daily driving without actually towing anymore, it is a bit too much of a truck. Let's go ahead and take a look inside here. So as you can see, obviously, I really haven't prepped it much at all, but this is the configuration I really kept the truck in, with the seats up, and then I had the load flat floor here. That's because I don't have kids or anything, so made it a lot easier to keep it in this configuration when we were going to like grocery stores or wherever to buy things, Home Depot, and you don't want to mess up the seats. So as you can see, obviously they're like brand new. Literally, I think maybe people have sat in these rear seats maybe 5 times total in the year that I've had it. So there's that. But overall, like I said, absolutely love this truck. Now let's go ahead and talk about the 2 things that went wrong with this vehicle. Both things seem to have fixed themselves over time. But the first was the backup camera. Occasionally, you would put it in reverse and the backup camera would just be blank. It wouldn't show any picture at all. And then usually it would take, turning off the truck and then restarting it, and then it would come back on. But that was just one small thing. It's happened maybe 5 times total in the past year. And then another thing had to do with the side mirrors here. Now, if you just flip this around, this mirror here, the big mirror, you can set it up in the settings to where it will tilt down. So when you're putting it in reverse, it'll tilt down so you can see like curbs or anything around your rear wheels. Now, occasionally it would tilt down when you go in reverse. You put it in drive and it wouldn't come back up. So it's an automatic thing where it should automatically resume to the position you had it before. This was not doing that, but it was pretty easy because I would just have to go over to the door and turn it back up. But just a small inconvenience while trying to park this thing. So those are the 2 only extremely small things that I've experienced with this truck over the past year of ownership. The Durango I ordered should be getting here in about 2 weeks. So I wanted to make this video in case, potentially came early. But I did want to give you guys an update on the truck. I will absolutely miss it. It's just an absolute beast. Now, if you guys had any questions regarding my 2021 Ram 2500, these car names are getting super long these days. But if you guys have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments below. I will do my best to answer any questions you had on this truck. Now, like I said, I am going to miss this truck. I'm not getting rid of the truck because it has any problems or I don't like it anymore. I absolutely do love the truck, but it does make sense for me to downsize into a actually smaller payment going to the SRT Durango, as well as a smaller vehicle in general for my daily driving use. And of course, on the Durango, I did get the towing package just in case down the line I want to buy another trailer. That thing can tow over 8,000 pounds as well, which will be plenty for the Viper and a small car trailer. But that's going to be it. This is probably the last time you will see this truck on the channel as the featured vehicle of the video. You might see it one more time when we go to trade it in. But yeah, that's going to be it. If, like I said, any questions, comment below. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Have a great day.